But we're going to talk all about what has been a quiet week here in North Georgia and what we have ahead of us. Going to be having a few showers and storms out there as we make our way throughout this next week, and then also what's going on in the tropics. We may get our first named tropical system of the year this next week, which makes sense. Today, here on Wednesday, is the first day of hurricane season for the Atlantic Basin. So a little bit of an update on all of that as we make our way throughout this update for this week. So first off, to talk about, we have had a beautiful start to our Wednesday. Taking a look at the time lapse from today as we look towards downtown, you do see that we had a nice sunrise. Didn't really have any cloud cover out there at all. And as we made our way throughout the day, a little bit of clouds here and there, but nothing too menacing. We have had a little bit of shower activity in some spots, so we're going to keep an eye out for a little bit more shower activity as we hit throughout the next few days. And we could use that rainfall. We've been a little bit behind. Seeing Wednesday afternoon that we do have a little bit of showers up there, closer on up towards Raven. You do, Raven County, that is. You see a little bit of light shower activity. That's about it. Most of us have stayed dry as we've made our way throughout this Wednesday. A lot more of that shower and thunderstorm activity has been well off to our west, impacting areas of Arkansas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, as we've made our way throughout Wednesday. But as we head into Thursday and Friday, rain chances are going to improve for North Georgia, and that may also help to cool us off a little bit. It's been hot out there. A lot of areas in the 80s and 90s as we head throughout this afternoon. The highest temperatures that we have hit so far in 2022 have been 90 degrees for Atlanta. You see second spot, 89 degrees. So today is going to rival the hottest day of the year so far, which was back on May 19th. Out in Atlanta, still sitting at 88 degrees. You see as we make our way throughout tonight, those temperatures will back off. A little bit of cloud cover here and there, but again, not seeing much. And we have that slight chance for rain. Don't forget to download that 11 Alive app because it can give you live looks at the radar whenever you're on the go. You can also send in those weather wow moments to us. You can also get updates on the weather when you're on the go and news updates whenever you're out and about. And also make sure that you've got us on Roku and Fire TV. We have our 11 Alive Plus app giving you that extra content whenever you're at home and you're trying to find out more information about something that may be happening in the community or more information on weather. We're actually live right now on our Roku and Fire TV platform. So be sure to download us there in those locations as you're downloading us on your mobile device apps as well. So forecast track as we make our way throughout the next 48 hours, showing us for Thursday, 6:30 a.m., temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We're starting off quiet for Thursday, but we move into the afternoon, and I want you to look closer on up towards Chattanooga. That's going to be when we see a little bit more shower and thunderstorm activity. That's going to be moving just kind of off towards the east. I think a lot of it's going to kind of wash out by the time it gets to us. In other words, just kind of falling apart. But I do think we're still going to see a few showers out there by about 6 p.m. on Thursday. Temperatures in the 80s to 90s, only about a 30% chance on Thursday, and then we do it all again on Friday. Starting off dry, a little more cloud cover compared to Thursday, and then we head into the afternoon. There's that chance for rain coming in at about 4:30 and then sticking around. But you see the temperatures are going to be staying lower. That's thanks to some of those rain chances that we have out there. A little more cloud cover too. It's gonna, and a little bit more moisture in the atmosphere. In all, it's going to stop us from dealing with too much in the way of hot conditions. The rainfall over the next 7 days shows that we're not going to see too much accumulate. Yes, we will have some better rain chances here and there, but it's just not going to amount to much. We're talking about less than ½ of an inch across the region, which isn't good news. We need more rain. We have been behind in the rain department as we've made our way throughout the month of May. And with that being said, we now have abnormally dry conditions in place for areas of North Fulton County, stretching all the way up into far North Georgia. It could be worse. We could be dealing with the exceptional and extreme drought that they have out there in Texas and New Mexico. Definitely not as bad out here in Georgia. The worst area for drought in Georgia is kind of closer onto the coast down towards Savannah. But before we go much further on, I do want to show one more thing as far as the rainfall is concerned over the next 7 days. Look down towards South Florida. I'm talking down towards the Florida Keys, Fort Myers, Sanibel Island, then stretching over to the East Coast. You see Miami stretching up into areas like Jupiter and possibly even as far north as Fort Pierce. Lots of rainfall expected down there where we could get 4 to 5 inches here over the next 7 days, possibly even higher, maybe even up to 7, 10 inches in some spots. And that, of course, whenever we get to this time of year, means there could be a tropical system that could impact that area, and we are watching that closely. That system would earn the name of Alex if it does form. Now, this was Agatha when it was in the Pacific, but whenever a system moves from one ocean to the next, it doesn't keep its name. So if it's moving from the Pacific into the Atlantic, we would rename the system. And again, Agatha, this system that was Agatha, would now be named Alex. Right now, it is considered tropical wave Invest 91L, but it does have a high chance of tropical development over the next 24 to 48 hours and over the next 5 days to go along with it. You see the winds that are about 30 miles per hour. There have been stronger gusts at times, even up to 40 miles per hour, and right now it's moving off to the north-northeast at about 6 to 7 miles per hour. So moving closer on towards that western tip of Cuba. Again, a 70 to 80% chance of tropical development over the next 2 to 5 days. There's also another system out there looking further on off towards the east, just east of the Bahamas. That system has a 10% chance of development over the next 5 days. We're not as concerned about it, especially since it looks like it will be moving away from the United States, but it is something that we are going to keep a close eye on. Of course, we're watching Invest 91L a little bit closer. It doesn't look like it'll be an impact to Georgia's situation. Again, the rainfall, the wind, all seems to be something that would be impacting more into our neighbors there in South Florida. So you see that the system is kind of looking like that it could hit that southern tip of Florida and then go off into the Atlantic. And that's what the GFS model is also showing us. You see that as we make our way throughout the next few days here by Saturday morning, starting to impact South Florida, sweeping across the southern tip of Florida there throughout Saturday afternoon, and then moving up that east coast and staying just offshore as we head into the early part of next week. Again, really missing us as far as impacts are concerned here for North Georgia. And then, again, this first name system would be Alex if it does earn a name. The next name would be Bonnie, then Colin, then Danielle, and we continue our way throughout the list. We are expecting an above-average hurricane season this year. That's what the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has forecast for us, as well as Colorado State University. They have a team of expert meteorologists up there at Colorado State. I know it seems like an odd place for that, but you know how it goes for colleges. Wherever the best experts are, tends to be where that best education is. So some of those best people for tropical meteorology are actually up there at Colorado State University, and they have forecast an above-average season as well. So we're not expecting any rainfall from that system, but we could use it again. Switching back to right here in North Georgia, here's the amount of rain that we've seen for the last few months. February, March, and April coming in with above average rainfall, and that has kept us with above normal amounts of rain for this time of year. Typically by this time of year, we should have just about 21.2 inches of rain, and you see that we're just above 21.5. So we're doing pretty good, despite the fact that May was more than an inch behind normal on rainfall. June, no rain in the rain gauge yet, but you see that we typically have a wetter month whenever it comes to June, so let's hope that we can start seeing a little bit of rain out there, not just to cool us off, but also to keep that grass outside refreshed and keep the lawns looking good, right? Not hurting too bad in the rainfall department, but we could definitely use a little bit considering how dry it was for May. And you know what else? It was also hot for May. We only had about 9 days for the entire month of May that were at or below average for temperatures. So a very hot month. It will be nice if we could get some cooler conditions over the next week, but it doesn't really look like we're going to be really seeing that. The 7-day forecast showing us that we're going to continue that trend of around average to above average temperatures. Average for this time of year is about 84, 85 degrees. So you see hitting 90 degrees for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Little bit of a drop in temperatures there. But then we move into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Despite those slight chances for rain, temperatures still rising to well above average for this time of year. We hit 91 degrees on Wednesday. That would end up being the hottest day of the year so far. That is for next Wednesday, not for today, of course. But definitely a hot week ahead of us. You may have to continue to run that sprinkler because, again, rain chances fairly low for the week ahead, and everybody expected to see less than 1/4 of an inch as we make our way throughout these next 7 days. But, you know, I always like to look beyond that 7-day forecast, day 8 through day 14. What can we expect as we make our way throughout the middle of the month of June? Well, right now, the outlook is looking like we'll have above average rainfall. You saw how much rain that we typically get for the month of May, or the month of June, excuse me, and you see that we get about 4.5 inches. Well, we're expecting above average rainfall as we make our way throughout the next 7 days. So that could, or the 8 to 14 day outlook, which means that we could get a good amount that could help out those front yards and help to replenish some of those rivers and streams out there along with it. So let's hope we can get that rain. To go along with that rainfall, though, it looks like around average to maybe above average temperatures for this time of year, with the exception of far northwest Georgia there, getting closer on towards Chattanooga. They could have below average temperatures. Really, I would expect us to be right around average there for the middle of the month, just considering where we're at right there on that cutoff. So temperatures around the mid to upper 80s, nothing too bad there. If you intend to do any weekend getaways, so any getaways to some of those close locations like Destin, Gatlinburg, Charleston, Savannah, or maybe even just heading out to Lake Lanier as we make our way throughout this next weekend, here's a look at what we can expect. We did have a few storms here as we made our way throughout Memorial Day weekend for those who are out on Lake Lanier. But as we head throughout this weekend, it does look like it will be a little bit drier. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, showing temperatures into the 80s for highs. A little bit of sunshine here and there. Looking at Savannah, going to be a little bit warmer, a little bit better on the rain chances. Charleston seeing similar conditions. Dry for our friends up into Gatlinburg, though. If you intend to go up there, 70s for highs there for Friday and Saturday should be pretty nice. And then down towards Destin, if you were hoping for hot and dry weather, Saturday and Sunday looking great with tons of sunshine, 90s and upper 80s, kind of perfect right there along that Emerald Coast. And then if you intend to be just kind of sticking around here over the next 3 days, your Peach State outlook showing us that we'll be seeing temperatures again rising into the 90s and 80s over the next few days right here in Atlanta. Once we make our way into the end of the week, or end of the week and into the weekend for some of our neighbors in the state, though, it is looking like we will be seeing some better chances for rain here and there. And then your Georgia State Park forecast, you do see that as we head throughout tomorrow, we are going to see a few showers and storms for the afternoon there for areas like Amicalola Falls, Cloudland Canyon. State Park may end up seeing a little bit of showers and storms. So if you intend to do any hiking tomorrow, make sure you download that 11 Alive app so you can keep an eye on that radar, keep an eye on the rain. That way you can avoid being stuck anywhere, especially at a high point where there could be some thunderstorm activity. We want to make sure everyone stays safe if you're going to be out there doing any hiking. So again, we're going to continue to keep an eye on the tropics here as we make our way throughout this this next few months, because it is hurricane season that started off today. The thing is, though, things don't usually get really going until we make our way closer on towards September 10th. That's the peak of the season, and that's usually when we've had some of our worst systems make landfall in the northern Gulf of Mexico, like Katrina. You look back at Isaac, Katrina, Gustav, Ida. You know, those kind of storms, they typically hit right there around that time frame. Doesn't mean that bad storms can't hit outside of that time frame, but that just tends to be the trend. Season began today, and we'll be in hurricane season all the way up until November 30th. If you missed it earlier on in our update, again, we do have Invest 91L out there. Doesn't look like it'll be an impact to Georgia. And we also have another system out there that has just a 10% chance of tropical development over the next 5 days there east of the Bahamas. So that ends our update for today. We're going to continue to do these, of course, every Wednesday to make sure you're up to date on the forecast. Again, just a few chances for rain here as we make our way throughout Thursday and Friday. Once we head into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, slight chances for rain in there, but again, it won't amount to much. So you might want to just keep running that sprinkler system as we make our way throughout the next 7 days here, especially after we get done through Thursday and Friday, and with all those hot conditions we have over the next week. Hope everybody can have a wonderful week, and we'll continue to keep you updated on everything, of course, right here at 11 Alive.